Welcome back to another edition of Partner Brick Ruption. I'm Mel. That's Corey. What's going on, champ?
What's up? What's up, man? Happy late fourth. I hope you celebrated the fourth. I did nothing on the fourth. I sat home. I did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a great decision because it was hot outside
Yeah,
and I just needed to relax and just chill. And that's
yeah.
exactly what I did, man. I'm working on that new mock. I
Mm-hmm.
was I was having some fun just doing that, man.
Yeah.
So I'm good, man. How about you? How you doing?
Oh man, I was down at Brick Rodeo. I was in my hotel room trying to watch the fourth, but it was so hazy, so you didn't really get to see all the fireworks like you wanted to see it. And I wasn't driving downtown to no Houston to go watch fireworks because people was wilding out anyway, man. People was pretending like they was shooting guns. People was shooting off fireworks using propane. People was like, yeah, people was putting bananas up the tailpipe. I ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
Nah, man, you can't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, man, because then the nah, man, you don't want that. You don't want those problems, man. You don't want those problems. But listen, man, before we get going, man, I'm happy that you're safe. I'm happy people are safe.
Yes.
Texas this past weekend was a bad weekend for a lot
Yeah.
of people, a lot of
Yes.
loss.
Yes.
So I was wondering, I was like, man, I don't know where in Texas that flood was, but
Hmm.
I'm glad you guys are safe. I'm glad you made it back home.
Hmm.
So sorry for the people who are still looking for loved ones who have to
Yeah.
now look to bury loved ones, especially the young girls and boys and campers. That broke my heart, man. But
And I'm gonna say something that's probably like, and we really don't get political on this thing, but I think that we're in the age that that should not happen. I think we have enough technology and early
mhm,
warnings that this incident should not have happened. Um,
absolutely, absolutely,
and learning from this, like let's equip these places. Like somebody knew that that camp was up there. Somebody knew it,
yeah,
and so like I just feel like we're too far. If we shooting off rockets and sending people to the moon, we don't know when flash floods is about to happen. I just find it hard to believe.
yeah. I mean, there's ways of identifying it and even pushing people to get out of the area of the impacted areas. I
Mhm.
mean, there's ways of doing it, and unfortunately, we're just in that age right now where you know that's not the case, and as a result, people lost their lives. So people wake up. You know, elections do have consequences at the end of the day.
Yep.
So either it's local or it's federal. It's always consequences when you vote.
Yep.
So make the right vote.
Make the right vote. All
Yeah.
right. Now we're off the political soapbox. Making the grade brick rodeo.
So I wasn't at Brick Rodeo, but
Okay.
you were at Brick Rodeo. So
Was. I was.
when we think about these grades, we think about what was the vibe like
Mhm.
at this convention. Were there great builds? Were there eye bulging, jaw dropping builds? Where there
Mhm.
was the community out. I saw Cody. I saw Cody and the gang was out, so I
Yes.
knew that was there. So if
Yes.
this is your grade, man, I always said that Brick Rodeo is a spot that I like because of its presentation. Its
Yes.
presentation always looked really, really nice. So I always wanted to present and display there. But you were there, so tell us the grade.
I think that Brick Rodeo is it's the show that where everybody knows your name. It's like Cheers. Like you go in there and they say, "Hey Norm," because it's small, so it has charm because it's small, and you get to know everybody because it's a lot smaller, right? So I'm gonna say it was probably about maybe 100 displayers there, maybe around give or take. And the bills were exceptionally well done. Like they were like jaw dropping like builds, right? So I mean the talent was there, and but you're left with wanting more. But being that the venue, the hall itself was small, you're locked in that like limited spaces for displays, right? But with that said, like there's plenty of events that are happening throughout the whole entire vicinity. So they had breakout rooms, and as you can see in my pictures, I killed the drafts. Like I was just killing them drafts. It was about for me. It was about the late. I pay for a $20 set, and I leave with a big old bag of parts that I can use for my next mock. So that was a plus. And I think for me, I kind of made my own fun. Like so, I knew Cody and them, BBG. I knew some of the locals there, so I was able to actually make my own fun there because if I didn't, it probably would be a very boring time for me. And so, so,
Well,
and
so let me ask you, what was the after hours like? When the public went home, what
mhm.
was that like? What was the atmosphere inviting? Was it welcoming? Was it kind of standoffish? What was it like?
I think everybody stayed with the people that they knew from yesteryear, right? So you
Okay.
had the groups and stuff like that. Not saying that you couldn't join one; you probably could easily join one, but at the same time, they kind of everybody kind of broke off and did their own thing. So the after hours spot, like it was just like BBG is going to do their thing. If you want to stay out late in the lobby and drink and talk and stuff like that, then that's the spot for you. You know, Other than that, nothing else was really happening or going down at that point. So and that's why I was like, that's probably like that's a takeaway from it too. And then even like for starters, like, I'm excited about this thing. I start pumping out my own social media and I see that Brick Rodeo is, putting out, certain media that like Lego Masters are coming, certain Lego Masters faces on it. They're putting out one by one, right? One by
Hmm.
one. And so I'm looking, waiting for mines. Mines never get shown, right? Then they mess around and put the cast of season 5. Everybody's on there except for Anthony. I'm like, where's Anthony at, right? You get to see Tim and Tim. All right, Tim and Tim, cool. Where's Mel Brown at? Don't get to see it. So I had to kind of create my own wave for them to give me a 30-second like story mode to be on there. But I think that was disappointing because and I say that because here's what happens to that. You know, you go to this venue and you're supposed to be a guest, one of the featured guests there, right? And you
Right.
kind of feel unwelcome because it's like, man, you ain't show my face on your page. Like, how would the public know that I'm there if they don't see me on your page? And I had a
Mhm.
few people like, oh man, I didn't even know you were going to be here. Yeah, yeah, I know. Um,
Mm.
well, I say that to say that, like, that matters because that if you're inviting people in and you're inviting special guests in, you got to go the whole 9 yards. Find a new social media manager if you have to, because they didn't do the job that they were supposed to do. Like
Yeah.
if for instance, I would have went live with some of the cast of 5. Like, let's go live and let's promote Brick Rodeo. You know,
Right.
and that's what I would have done. And here's the thing is that, and I say that because I listened to somebody and I took a survey at the end of the Brick Rodeo experience, and somebody came and they asked me, they recorded my answers, and here's where you lose points on the grade is that you you have to you wonder how you want to get this thing promoted and make it a little bit bigger and how you bring more money in, right?
Right.
So the more attractions that you got at your show, the more money you can bring in for the next show, right?
Absolutely.
If people don't know that you have these attractions after your show because you're not promoting them, you lose out on money for the next year because I don't know that you had the whole cast of season 5 there. You didn't, or my favorite builder Anthony from season 5 is there. I didn't know he was there, so
Exactly.
and here's the thing is that you know they're opening off to going back to Austin next year, and they're picking a bigger venue. Now, you might be met with some resistance, or I say, you might meet with some failures because you don't do your promotions well. So, from an A to a F, I'm giving it a C.
Hmm. Okay. And that's fair because at the end of the day, you want to feel that they're promoting you, that you're going to be present.
Hmm.
They want you there. They asked you to come, or you've expressed interest that you want to come,
Right.
and that they've opened the doors. So go the extra mile and say, hey, as a thank you for you coming all the way out, traveling with your
Right.
stuff, you know, let's promote you. And
Yeah.
a lot of promoters, they need to take note of what not to do.
Yeah.
So Brick Rodeo, we're gonna need you to do better next time.
Do a little better next time. And that's not goes to say that, oh, Mel didn't have a good time at all. No, I had a good time because I made that good time. Like I made that good time. I set out to have a good time. And so I had people to have that good time with, so um yeah, but to be more inviting, like the social media stuff, it means a lot, especially if I'm a special guest, y'all. If I'm a special guest, if Anthony's a special guest,
Yeah.
if Michelle's a special guest, if Crystal Starr, who's the only, well, now she's not, but she's the only U.S. double cup winner 2 times, make
Yeah.
it official, man. Make it
Good
official.
official.
Because here's the thing is that you probably had little girls that would love to see Crystal, Star, but they didn't know
Mhm.
she was in the venue. They didn't. So you lose out
Exactly.
on it. You see what I'm saying? That makes sense?
Yeah, makes total sense.
So
Yeah, just do better next time, guys.
do better.
All right. Yo, yo, yo. All right. You already know what time it is. I'm gonna give you five times, five times, five times, five times. A good 5 minutes with our boy Rick James Bricks. Rick James Bricks is coming all the way from Australia, Aussie town, a place that I need to visit. I am desperately trying to visit. We're gonna make it happen, man. Good to see you, Rick. How
Thanks,
you
guys.
doing?
Also, Lego Masters of the Galaxy now. So
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
We're gonna talk about that later. We're gonna talk about that later.
We're gonna rip right open. We're gonna rip you open like a Christmas morning Christmas present.
I can take it over Band-Aid. All right. So let me hit you with the first question that we have for you. All right. Now you have been in the Lego community for quite some time. So tell us, how did you get your start in the entrepreneurship of Lego, and how long have you been a part of it?
So, what year is it this year? Let me have a look. 2025. So, Carol and I started the business in 2009.
Wow.
All right, approaching 20 years.
Yeah, so it'd be 16 years. Yeah, so we started it because I was buying Lego, right? So, like everyone, we all buy Lego at the start.
Right.
And when I first met Caroline, she's like, "This is out of control. Like, you need to turn this into a job because if you don't, we're going to go broke. Like, because you spend so much when you get out of those dark ages, you're like spending so much money." So Caroline gave me like a $3,000 loan, and year on year, up until recently, we were doubling it, like our investment. So you were getting it back so quickly, and I think we just hit that right time just before Lego Movie. You know how like before Lego Movie, it wasn't like this. Now there's Lego. It's everywhere now, right? There's no Lego Masters on it. In Australia, there was no real faith with retailers with Lego Movie besides us because we went to America to see it. So we saw the Lego Movie, and that's what kicked it off. And we ordered heaps, and it doesn't slow down. It's a machine.
Yeah.
As
a fellow entrepreneur, like for me, it was after Lego Masters. Like when Lego Masters aired, that's when my business mind just kicked into high gear.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see how it's something that sparked.
Well, and I think, like Lego Masters, especially Lego Masters, like Lego Masters is obviously a massive driving force. Australia, America, I think Australia and America are the longest series to go, right?
Yes.
Like those are the ones that are pushing hard. Now, in theory, without contestants like you and Mel, I don't think it would be as good as it was, right? Like if you had boring people and they treated it like MasterChef, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think now it's worked, it's exploded, and like I'm fortunate where I've worked in the space for such a long time that my whole life is Lego. And not many people can say that. And then someone like Brickman, who's on Lego Masters, before Lego Masters here in Australia, he wasn't a well-known name. No one knew who he was. Like it's massive, right?
Right, yeah. Rick, you've been well known around the Lego Masters circle. What's your relationship like with the game?
So season one, we're really tight because when season one Australia launched, no one cared. Like how it's like you guys would have experienced a little bit. Like the stores didn't know what to do, and we contacted Channel 9, who's the provider here, and we had some meet and greets, and like thousands of people turned out. Like when I mean thousands, if I can find photos and videos, I think Billsy recorded some stuff. I'll send it to you later. You would see it's insane, right? So we became really tight.
Yeah.
Season 2, not so much, and then season 3 was COVID. So season 3, 4, 5 was all COVID times, right? So there was I'm not as close. I know them, but like season 1, like Henry Cade
Yeah.
Miller. Like I'm really close with those guys, you know, because like they're the ones who sort of like founded Lego Masters in Australia, similar to you guys, right? Like the OGs. I don't like saying it because it upsets people, but the OGs are like the ones you kind of tie to the most because they're the ones who are the founding fathers, who are the ones who learned the mistakes, who did everything properly. Where now you get on whatever it's season 7, it's not the same because they've been already given the roadmap.
Yeah.
Where people like you and Corey are the ones that establish the roadmap for the future generations.
Right.
That's true.
So like it's hard because I know them, but we're just not tight. Like except with Alex, who was on the later season, I speak to her quite regularly. But season 1 guys, we're tight. Like we're quite friendly.
Okay.
Yeah, man. It's okay to call them OGs. It's okay to be known as an OG. It's
I think it's hard, right? Because I think, you know, everyone earns their right to be on Lego Masters, no matter which season it is. Season 1, season 20, whatever it's going to be, you know. But season 1 is always the hardest because they didn't know what they were going to do.
Yeah.
Right.
It was definitely
mistakes.
Tough. It was tough on us, and it was a lot of mistakes on our show, man.
Not enough Lego. You don't have enough motors. You don't like. There's never enough of anything, right?
Right.
You get to season 4 or 5, they've got the money in the bank, so they're like, "Oh, we have all this Lego now."
Yeah.
Henry and Cade, awesome guys. I've had the pleasure of talking with them during my season when we aired. They introduced themselves separately, and we stayed in touch for all these years. Never met in person, but we've always been in touch, and they've always given me encouragement, and I've done the same for them. And I love these guys. So tell us about what is your relationship like? What's your friendship like, or what is it about? Like how is it?
Henry and Cade, like we're tight. So Henry and I are quite close. Like we don't speak as much as we used to because you know he's got kids and life and work and responsibilities, right?
Right.
But I remember I rang him on the morning of the season finale airing in Australia, and I said, "Congratulations on winning Lego Masters." This is what I said to him. Because nah, bro, I haven't had the phone call yet. I'm like, and you know how like you've had the phone call, like come on, and I'm like trying to get it out of him. He's like, no, I didn't get the phone call. You know, like I haven't had the phone call. It's like, don't lie to me. Come on, you know, like, and it's the perfect arc, right? Because Henry and Cade, they won obviously the first season, and now this is the Galaxy season. So like they've won the arc, right? Now when they won, I rang them both, and they're so happy, right? So Cade, he's been busy in the trenches. He designed a Lego game, so he's been working on a Lego game forever, right?
Right.
And obviously Henry, he's in property. That's what he does for work. But like we're still close. We talk regularly. We're in a group chat together, and there's always like all men have group chats that we talk in, that there's a group of us and we'll just like banter and do whatever. But we were watching Lego Masters and we've been in like a group chat, but they're doing well. They've won more money, and because they need money, obviously, so they've won more money. And, you know, it just goes to show that Australia is the best country in the galaxy, but that's fine. But it's just like, but you know, like, I think friendships are funny, right? As an adult, it's really hard, especially as a man, to make friends. Like, we're obviously friends. We talk regularly, right?
Yeah.
But, like, when you make those connections, you obviously stay in contact. So, like, we speak regularly. Like, I think I'm going to call him today because, obviously, I'm leaving for Europe in a couple of days. So he's like, where are you going? And I'm like, oh, I haven't told you. I'm leaving. So, like, there's a lot that goes on in the movements. But with Australia, because it's different than America, he can't promote, like, our store. Like, he's tied to Lego-related stuff, right? So it's hard. We can't really be seen together. It's like a thing, you know? Like, it's just the rules. Well, it's not like America where you can go and promote whatever product you want to promote.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they're good guys. So generally what you see on TV is them.
Yeah.
Like, that's what people don't believe in. Like, that's them. Like, because, you know, sometimes you guys would know from experience, and we won't say which particular Lego Masters are like this, but, you know, you see them on TV, and when you meet them in person, you're sometimes a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, because it's not what. Yeah, it's not what.
They're not that character, you know, that character that they were built on TV. Like,
we got some characters like they'll put on facade. Like even season 1, there's some folks put on a facade, but when you meet them,
I'm not saying one word of that because I like Corey too much, and Corey's the saint of the group, and I don't want to like upset Corey.
Oh, so I'm the devil. All right, I got it.
What you get, what you see is what you get.
All right, since I'm the devil, right? It's established I'm the devil. Let's cut to the chase. Why did Lego Masters Australia change their name after Crystal and Michelle crushed you?
Look, I don't exactly know why, but I think the biggest reason is because I don't think you can't film another season saying Lego Australia versus the world. I don't know. I'm assuming that's why.
Mhm.
But let's be honest. Like I have to be careful what I say here because it can come across really bad. The Australian teams that went on that series let Australia down because what they didn't choose at previous Lego Masters, they choose randoms.
Right. Okay.
So like I'm not saying that Crystal didn't deserve to be in the finale. They absolutely did. They deserve to be there. They deserve to win the trophy.
Right.
But I think the outcome would have been different if there was Australian Lego Masters on that show.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like I reckon those girls are great. They're amazing, right? But
Yeah.
I think they would have probably won still, but it would have been a harder game.
Right.
Because if you put Henry and Kate on that season, like,
and we'll talk about that because like with the Galaxy, y'all got Henry and Kate, but then y'all reach down. I'm gonna say down low, but you reach for like some of the newer contestants versus Henry and Kate. Why not have Henry and Kate versus Boone and Mark, or Tyler and Amy? Like come on, man! Like
I know. So I've got a scoop for you. So I know that they're filming a new season of Lego Masters in Australia soon, right? Like they're going to film the next season, season 8, right?
Yeah.
I found that out today, right? So like now, in saying that, I don't think it should be new people. What I would prefer is if they got every single winning team from around the world and pitted them against each other.
Yeah,
that's entertaining, right? Because if you say you get Henry and Cade's obviously earned their position to be there, so they can be again.
Yeah.
And then you say you get like the people that won in America, and then that one in China, and that one wherever. But the problem is, I think some of the teams don't talk to each other anymore, so that makes it difficult, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're put in a pressure cooker situation, things get said that shouldn't be said, and like but like even like Billsy's like, why wasn't I invited back? And I was like, I don't know, dude. Like, that's up to them, and obviously they want characters, like they are for particular characters for the show. Right. And, in Australia, there's pressure to fit a demographic of sort of nationalities, right? So, like, obviously they can't have all white people. Like, that doesn't work. Yeah, so, but, like, every team deserves to be there. But I just think they need a season where it's winners. Like, they need a season where it's like you're pitting the best of the best.
The best of the best, yeah.
I mean, in a way, they kind of did that with us, at least. Like, they took the winning team from season 3.
That's the thing, right?
They were the winning team, and then you took in this case, he took the runners up. I guess in a way, third place, which was Paul and Alita. So, yeah, I kind of get that. And then with you guys, you had Henry and Cade, and then you had the runners up from season 1 as well to come back. And then you had Alex and forgot the name of her partner,
Trent.
Right, and those are fan favorites. Like Alex has been called back how many times now? Like,
yeah, they did a thing when I was watching it. It was like she's been on Lego Masters more hours than any other Lego Masters contestant in the world.
Yeah,
it was like 250 hours or something ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It was insane. Yeah, it was like she's got the record for like the most airtime. But I think she's done. Like how she's come second. 3 times. Like you've come second multiple times, right? Like after a while, it takes its toll.
Yeah.
You can't. If you're running a race and you're second every time,
you kind
of the mental toll is hard.
Yeah, that's true.
Like and like in Australia, there's conversations saying that Henry and Cade shouldn't have won. Like this is the realization with TV shows, right? And like I'm not a Lego master builder. I don't have no says, but in my opinion, they earned their right to be the winners. Like you have to earn it. Yeah. And I think in this environment, like the way of like winners and losers, they were in season 1. Henry's been on multiple times and hasn't won. So he earned his role to be back, right?
Right.
But then again, like, wouldn't you like to see like the season 1 winners of every season around the world against each other?
Yeah. I would.
Absolutely.
I would watch that, like, because people are different now. Since season 1 in America, it's been 4 or 5 years at least. So there's a big time gap.
Yeah.
Like, so, people are different and sometimes people don't get along. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see the friction.
Yeah.
Like, because I think we need a bit like, but I don't know where the only thing that concerns me now is the American season.
Yeah.
The new one. Because, obviously Boone is on, they announced today or yesterday that Boone's going to be the judge of the kids. So I'm assuming he's going to be the judge of the new season they film here in Australia. Like, that changes the dynamic. Will it rate as well? Probably not, because Nick Cannon's not Will Arnett. Like, and it's not like I can't like dude. Nick Cannon's in everything. It's like, come on, like like I know you got a lot of kids, bro, but come on, like.
You got a lot of kids.
It's like
we spoke about this, me and Mel, and I've spoken to other Lego Masters. It is going to be a very different switch, and it is started from last month at the live auditions.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole Lego Master live auditions in Legoland, that got a very, very bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. And
did it really?
It is getting like I thought it was going to stay kind of insulated. Yeah, that thing has blown up.
Yeah, they deceived a lot of people in that live audition. They did.
Yeah, and it's gonna put a damper onto season 6, because now this is in people's mind. Like, oh, so all of this was staged, all of this was fake. None of this is real. So how could Boone is now going to be the Brick Master? I mean, granted, if you look at the criteria for being a Brick Master, he went to Lego. He designed sets. He kind of fits that criteria, so it fits. It fits for what they're looking for, if that's what they're looking for. But then to have Nick Cannon as the host, if you were going to go that direction, I would have said Terry Crews. Terry Crews he's a Lego enthusiast.
Yeah, why didn't they use Terry Crews? He's like the best guy.
Yeah,
that would have. If that's where they were going, as far as Nick Cannon
and
being
Terry Crews, he earned his right to be there because he grinds, right? He works hard, and you hear stories of how hard he's had it, right? He was a footballer, didn't do well, and then
maybe there's a schedule conflict because he still is the reigning host for AGT, right?
That too.
Yeah, but also too, the Lego Masters Kids was filmed 2 years ago, right?
It was filmed right before my season was filming.
Yep.
Because there was issues because since then obviously Brickmaster Amy's had a child, so a lot's changed since then, right? So maybe we're assuming that Boone's going to be the new host for the next season, but maybe Jamie's still going to do it.
Maybe, or maybe Amy may not do it because
because traveling with a kid it
takes a long time, and the kid is in that toddler age where I think her son is either turning 2 or just turned 1. Either way, that's that delicate phase where you need to, as a mother, you want to be present. That's a lot of time for a mother to be away from her son. I mean, granted, she could probably have him on set, but I mean, it's tough. So who knows?
Yeah, and
season 6 is literally a roll of the dice.
Yeah. Well, and they're going to use the Australian set. That's what I heard.
Yeah. That's what they said. I think they said
everybody.
Yep, yeah,
all of them.
A lot of different seasons are going to be filming in Australia.
China's monopolizing the whole thing. So
because the company that owns Lego Masters Endemol went through a period where they lost a lot of money, and they were owned by Disney for a while, and then they've been owned by a couple of different companies, and now they're owned by an investment firm, right? So it makes sense that they're like, hey, let's have one set that's always built at the Disney Studios here in Sydney, and just use that set and fly everyone in. Because the tax credits are good. Let's take advantage of the tax credits.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in a particular part of the world where you guys live.
Yeah.
So,
don't let them find out.
I won't say that on record because I would like to visit America.
He'll be revoking visas and passports. You can't go.
That's the thing. So America's the unknown, you're getting people that are getting turned away, so they don't want to risk that.
Right.
So and then they film it here. It makes money for Australia. They can do appearances by Brickman. There's so much opportunity for them because Brickman lives here, And then they have a host. They could use Hamish if they wanted to, you know what I mean? There's so much opportunity. And Hamish, I think he's one of the better hosts because he's not annoying, right? Well, I feel like Will Arnett was too much, sometimes it's too much,
Yeah. And I don't even think it was his fault. I think it was just the way that they produced the show. And instead of we get that when we go to conventions and stuff like that. We, people are like, man, that Australia show is better because you can see what the builder's doing. They don't show that on it. And I'm like, you're
right.
Will Arnett show. I get it. I get it. And
because he's Lego, or he was Lego Batman. Like, are they pushing the whole Lego Batman thing, right?
He made what, one and a half movie? One and a half movie as Lego Batman?
He made because he did. He was in Lego Movie 2, Lego Movie 1,
Yeah.
and Batman movie. Yeah, so
One and a
it's I don't know. I think them filming in Australia is a financial thing.
Yeah.
I know one of the producers on the Lego Masters Australian season, and they're using everybody. So they're like all the brick builders, everybody they use here in Australia, they're using for that show.
Yeah.
So they're using
Well,
Brickman.
here's the question though: do they switch up the brick pit, because our brick pit here, as it is here, is larger than yours?
Well, they'll use the Australian one.
I don't
see it here.
I feel like the set can be moved around to fit the nature of that series.
Yeah.
I don't. It's going to be way too confusing for the brick pit to be identical. I think it's because we've seen it. You know, when we're doing certain challenges, they're moving panels of Lego off to the side, changing it up. I feel like they can easily do that, but
they could. But I feel like Australians are a very hard-nosed group, and it's probably going to be as it stands.
I mean, yeah, they might say this is our house.
Yeah,
yes,
we'll keep it as is. Do your best. Yep, use it as it stands. You know, we're not.
But it's going to be
work.
Like, if anyone who applies for season 6 US, you're getting a free trip to Australia. Like, that's effectively what it is, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're going to jump at that. Yeah, they're going to jump at that.
But are they going to choose? Are they going to choose builders, or are they going to choose characters?
They've already chosen.
They've already chosen. They chose the characters.
Yeah. It's not about the builders.
Not about.
I mean, it's good that you could build.
Right.
But
that's
they
great.
need characters, and you're gonna need a character to kind of match the level of Nick Cannon, because he's gonna put a lot of attention to the show.
Yep.
And you gotta find a way to balance that out. And I love what you said about Brickman. Even Brickman could be a possible guest.
Yeah, this is a thing. Like,
yeah,
you don't think of this stuff, right?
Yeah. That could open Pandora's box to saying, "Oh wow, it's Brickman from Australia's Lego Masters." And then you have a whole bunch of people in the U.S. Wait, Australia have a Lego Masters? Because a lot of people don't know.
Like,
roll of the dice.
Roll of the dice. They're gonna find out. I think this is make or break. But right now they're definitely breaking because of how they starting the season off by the season.
That was a really odd choice to me to do it live. Yeah. Like, let's do to me, live's hard, right? Because live is unpredictable. Weather, like there's so much stuff that can go wrong.
I'm glad you recognize that. Say that to the people that flew from the east to the west and spent about $600 on the flight, another $600 in a hotel room, thinking they actually had a chance to do a live audition for Lego Masters. And then all of a sudden, 12 teams that, the team members were dressed in the same color clothes emerge out of nowhere.
So what you're saying is they chose the teams already?
Yeah, the teams were chose last year, and they just emerged them in this group. They created a crowd, and they emerged these teams from the crowd.
So imagine how much money people spent thinking they had a chance to get on Lego Masters.
I'm gonna send you a couple links after the show.
Yeah, you send me all the links,
and you go see this dude very angry. He's gonna be very angry.
I will say, to be fair, there were one.
Here we go. Here's Corey. Here's Corey. Here we go.
But this is information that I got as well. There were some people who were not teamed up, because in Lego Masters, during auditions, you could come in as a person and then you're teamed up with someone during auditions. For some people, that was the case, that they came in as individuals, but they already went through the process. So they've already went through the process last year, but they still came in as individuals, and then they were finally teamed up. And that was part of the narrative. So, but that was the case for one or two people. Everything else, they were already set up teams and they came in.
This is
so it's
I'm going to be very selective what I say, because obviously I work with Lego and I love Lego as a brand.
Yeah. So let's get on to our next topic. Now, back in 2021, I saw something that popped up on my feed. It said Lego Masters Junior UK. All right. And in the UK, they aired a Lego Masters Junior, where there was a child builder and an adult builder. Some of them were father son, mother daughters,
Hmm.
teacher student, that type of dynamic.
Right.
That was back in 2021.
Yes.
Fast forward, we saw something that came out that said we're looking for juniors to be on Lego Masters because we're starting a new series at
Yeah.
the time.
Right.
So we fast forward, and today it dropped first with I think it dropped first with Reality Fox, their social media for Fox,
Yes.
and then later with Lego Masters. And they announced that Lego Masters Junior airs
Yes.
August 18th
Hmm.
on Fox. We
Yes.
have a new host,
Yes.
a host, which is Kelly Osbourne, who was on Lego Masters Celebrity
Yeah.
Spectacular Special with Randall.
She was.
That was the partner of Randall.
Yes.
And we have a familiar face of Brickmaster Amy, who is
Yep.
now a veteran,
Yes.
But we have a new Brickmaster, and me and you've been talking about this from the last time. It is now official.
It's official.
Our boy, Boone Langston, is
Yes.
now the new Brickmaster for Lego Masters Junior.
Yes.
I just dropped a whole lot on you. Tell me what you
I think that I'm gonna tell you that the like you said, the birth of Lego Masters. If folks don't know, the birth of Lego Masters was in the UK, and just like Corey said, it was a parent and two kids, or an adult and two kids, right? Or a kid and a parent, right? Um, and it's good to see it actually go back to this model, right? Because I used to watch that show, right? And so, and I'm gonna tell you, I probably shouldn't drop her name, but yeah, I'm gonna drop it. This has Pip Wells' name all over it. She went
Oh,
back home. She's from that area, so she went back home
went back
and
to
delivered
roots.
something. She went back to her roots, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I think I'm gonna tell you, not saying that the new season 6 Lego Masters is gonna tank or anything like that, but I see that Lego Masters Junior being the future here for our area. I think this show will be a lot bigger than the Lego Masters show itself,
Whoa.
because everybody wants to see kids build. They want to see what the kids come up with. They do, and this is different because the UK doesn't even deliver this show anymore.
That's right. UK only did one.
I think they did
I
two.
believe they did 2 seasons. Yeah,
Yeah,
they did 2 seasons of that,
Mm-hmm.
and then they stopped.
They stopped. They didn't do anymore. They didn't do adults. They didn't do nothing. Yep.
We took up like Australia and the US. We took the mantle. We ran with it.
Yeah. Yep.
So
and Australia don't deliver on this. They don't.
Nope.
They
don't.
Nope.
And this is an interesting dynamic on the show. There's a lot of different things on the show. The dynamic is you have 3 builders.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 teams. You have the 2 members of the team, and then you have a celebrity partner. Well, it has a little bit of the Bricktacular Special, the Celebrity Bricktacular Special, also mixed with the regular season where you have 2 builders.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a very interesting dynamic, because my question is, why do we need celebrity builders if we got 2 strong young builders? Like, what is the dynamic? What role are they going to play in this? Are they going to be building as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think they'll be building as well, but at the same time, you kind of got an adult guidance over top of it, so kids can run away with the concept. So maybe the adult is tasked with
bring it back in,
bringing everybody back in and staying on task. Maybe, right? Because like you said, I don't see the celebrity, taking a charge on a build at all. But I do like that they have a few fun factors. Amy's fun. Boone is fun. And then you got Kelly Osbourne, that's fun too. I did not see her being the host. I did not see that coming. And so when I saw this label, it was like, wow, okay, I'm buying it.
It makes sense to me. And only speaking from talking to Randall.
Mm-hmm.
So when Randall was on the Bricktacular Special, me and him, we were rapping. We was in Illinois, and I was like, man, how was your time on the show? He was telling me all that stuff. He was like, man, Kelly Osbourne, yeah, she got bit with the bug, that Lego bug, because she likes Lego, but her kids are now getting into Lego. Yes. So she's a mom now. She was raised in the spotlight. Her father, Ozzy Osbourne, you're under that large cloud that he holds up. I used to watch The Osbournes
Yeah.
on MTV. I used to watch it all the time. I love Kelly. I was like, man, she is such a weird and kooky type of person, but I like that about her, you know?
Yeah.
And she came on, and Randall was like, yo, she was the best thing about the season. Like, she was with it. Like, she understood, she built, she was there, you know? And then it makes sense for them to reach out to her and say, hey, we would love to have you back on. She's actually good friends with Lettuce from season 3. Like, they actually have hung out and stuff like that. So it's a good match. It's a good fit. I can't wait to see what Boone brings to the table.
Yes.
I'm rooting for him. You know, you want to see your season ones, you know, win in certain things. So I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Me too. Me too. This is Boone's test of being a Lego brick master. I think this is a test because you'll probably see him in season 6 as a brick master.
So you're telling me I need to reach out to Boone and say, hey man, I need that yo, I need a special guest appearance type of thing, right?
Yeah, you might have to phone a friend with him. You might have to phone a friend.
I have to phone a friend. All right, I got it.
All right, next topic. We are talking about the British Grand Prix. Hey, have you seen the movie F1?
I have not seen the movie F1, but I heard that it is #1 in the world. So I'm gonna have to check it out this weekend.
Definitely a good movie. Definitely Brad Pitt still got it, man. He still got it.
Still got it.
Grit. He still got that grit.
Ain't he part of Lego Masters too? Brad Pitt?
He is a part of. Yeah, he owned Plan B. Yeah,
right. All right, just double check.
Yeah, it's all going in a circle right here. It's all going in a circle, right?
I see it.
Yep. So the British Grand Prix did something unprecedented, right? Usually you get a nice little shiny cup for the top 4 winners, right? Like, you know, so but this time they made these cups out of Lego, or I should say that remnants of Lego. I'm gonna say that they're probably still metal, but they probably just went ahead and molded the pieces that make them look like Lego, but they probably welded these things. I'm gonna say they're probably still metal.
I think it's Lego.
You think it's Lego?
I think they still get a real trophy.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna give these guys some Lego joint. I think it's a real trophy, but they presented them with this Lego style trophy.
Oh, I see it now. Yep, you're right. It's all Lego. Those are Lego pieces, man.
I ain't gonna lie, man.
Shiny.
I ain't gonna lie. I had put in the comments when they dropped that. I said, hey, is there any way that I could borrow that trophy? I'll let you hold my trophy. Let me hold this trophy for a day, just for a day, and then we'll switch it back. I ain't getting no response, so I'm assuming that's a hard no.
That's a hard no.
That's a hard no. But one of the comments said, "Is this going to be a Lego set?" And Lego said, "Yeah, if you get in the Grand Prix and you win, you can have it for free." I was like,
that's
"Oh,
funny."
cool.
Yeah, but that's funny. But because I look on here and one of the races actually are opening up. Is it a racer? I might be wrong. Hold on.
No, that's it. That's one of the influencers.
That's one of the influencers. He opens up one of the replicas. Now this one is a smaller version of it, but he opens it up and boom, there's that trophy from the Grand Prix.
You know what, Lego Masters, this could be a change of pace. Instead of giving the big yellow trophy, for season 6, maybe just ask Lego to make another replica, like a little gold trophy like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking outside the box. I like that idea. It is full circle.
Yeah.
Because all of Lego Speed Champions this year is all F1. All their cars for cities, all the city set cars, they're all F1. Formula 1 is the thing. F1 is the movie that's out right now with Brad Pitt. It's all full circle, like you said. Lego is running the world. Do you even hear Brick Shop anymore?
I don't hear him. I don't hear him. I definitely picked up that new Cobra, man.
You did? Okay.
That picked up today, son.
But you know what? They ain't running no F1. They ain't giving no trophies though. The Mattel shop ain't giving out no trophies, no Lego trophies. I'm just saying.
Right.
I like that. That's really cool. It is full circle for them. It's very different, and Lego is finding new ways to get into the world of breaking out of the mold of it being a toy. It's getting even more out. We got the Nike set that dropped earlier this month.
Yes.
Hard shell apparel. We talked
Yeah.
about that. I got a video that's gonna be coming up in a few days,
Okay.
maybe
Okay.
tomorrow.
Mine's
So
is still in the mail. So mine's still in the mail. So I wouldn't bought mine.
right, keep your eyes on the video that I'm gonna post tomorrow.
All right. All
But
right.
they're like Lego is getting themselves out there, and that's what we want. That's what we
Yeah.
want. We want to be able to grow this. We want to grow this brand, and you want to tell the other brands out there, hey, you guys might be starting something, but just understand who's king, and that's what Lego is doing.
Yep.
So
Indeed. Indeed.
I'm with it.
Indeed. Indeed.
All right, on to our next topic, man, and this one. Oh boy, when they say there's a can of worms, you say you open up a can of worms and the worms just start coming out, or even the tube of toothpaste. You squeeze the tube of toothpaste, the toothpaste come out the tube, and it's impossible to put them toothpaste right back in the tube. That's kind of where we are right now. So back to Bricks. Back to Bricks is back at it. He is going up against Lego Masters Production.
Okay.
So for those who don't know what we're talking about, the last time we did our partner BRICKRUPTION, we spoke about a man, an influencer in the community who went out to the auditions with the hopes of being able to audition to be on Lego Masters. But what he was met with was not the setup for an audition, but a setup to be an extra. And he thought that it was very, very poorly done by Lego Master Production by having actual AFOLs come out thinking that they were part of an audition when they were a part of a production. And the real stars, so to speak, were already selected and were already groomed to be a part of this staged event. And he took it very, very personal. He was very upset about it. He made a YouTube video. And in making that YouTube video, there was a bit of legality concerns. A couple people in the community, myself and Mel, we reached out and we said, hey, just be very mindful what you sign and what you say. And for a minute, it came down. So we thought the books were closed. That was it. But then we saw one of his videos where he actually says something, a little disclaimer before his video, his review of the Piranha plant, actually. And he was saying, hey, I'm still mad about this. I'm still kind of salty about this. I ain't going to shut my mouth. And now, as of today, as of this very hour, the video is back up. So what's the scoop, man? Do you know more about this than me? I'm looking at this like homeboy is trying to get into the ring. And he still has to lace up those boxing gloves, and he's gonna be in the ring for a long time. Does he has the stamina? I don't know.
So the Piranha video that he did show, it was well, the platform he used was the Instagram, right? He snuck that, that all call for AFOLs, and he was trying to do the class action lawsuit. Now those are terms that are like real fighting words, right? And so he uses that, and then he goes back to the Piranha review, right? And so that platform he uses no longer existence. They took him down. So when you do stuff like that, people see that you got going on. I might can't take that video down, but that Star Wars video that you put up illegally or whatever, I'm gonna call Lego and we're gonna get you shut down. And that's exactly what happened to that. He got shut down.
He started a new page.
He had to start a new page, right? Because that one's closed, right? So and think about all the content that you put up on that page that is now gone. The people that follow you are they're gone. It's a wash, right? And so now he put up that video on his YouTube about his experience. He took it down. He consulted a lawyer. He put the disclaimer up in the beginning, but then at the end of this video, he goes to explain that he's not defaming Lego Masters. He's just highlighting his experience. Which here's the thing: you can't really do that because you're given the experience right before they air the first episode of this thing. So and that's what the NDA stands for. it sucks because you're definitely there under false pretenses. You're thinking one thing, they're thinking another, and it doesn't turn out the way you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it sounds like he's trying to take legal action. I don't know. He called the attorney general here in Maryland, and he
Oh,
called the one. He sent the letter over to the one in California.
oh,
Yeah, so he is in the all out assault. When you call the attorney general, they or like you not call him, but you send a letter to him and disclosing exactly what you experienced and everything like that. And the term is deception. They decepted, they deceptively deceived a lot of people to get that crowd in there. Just like, hey, look, steaks are 99 cents at Mel's shop. Come on down, and then you get there. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the steak is 99 cents, but I'm gonna charge you for the fork and I'm gonna charge you for the knife. So now my steak is $20.99.
you done bamboozled these people. That's
Yeah,
what you done did. You
yeah,
bamboozled them. And you know what? I mean, he has every right to do this. I mean, this is America. You have every
mhm,
right to
yeah,
pursue any legal action if you feel that you've been slighted.
yeah,
That's totally up to you.
yeah,
You know, at the same time, I mean, this is a TV production.
hmm,
There is no, I haven't seen the actual contract, so I don't know how far of details that the contract is and have.
hmm,
But the thing that is concerning is that this is going to pull a lot of people out of the woodwork.
yeah,
People who have gone through the process of being on trying to be on Lego Masters may have felt that the production didn't treat them kindly, may
right,
have felt that they dragged them along, may have felt that they gave them hopes and promises
right,
just to kind of keep them in the winds, and when they realized they didn't need them, they just dropped them like hot potato. You
yeah,
know, a lot of people have these different experiences with production companies, with
yeah,
the production, and now you're bringing a concern that you have,
hmm,
and a lot of people share that concern.
yeah,
A lot of AFOs don't like Lego Masters because of their experience trying to
yeah,
get on Lego Masters.
yeah,
So
yeah,
now you're giving those people a voice. And with class action lawsuits, I don't know if you ever experienced one or been a part of one. You only need one person to
yeah,
shatter to give that glass a little knock.
yeah,
Once it shows a slight like hairline fracture,
hmm.
everybody gonna come and hit that same spot until that whole thing shatters.
That's why I go back to you and I say that this season here, Lego Masters will be the last one, and they'll roll with the juniors. Two different
Mhm.
entities there, and maybe this one's the hot potato where, like you said, that glass finally shatters, and
Mhm.
they because this person pushed strong enough, and then they'll close that chapter and start the Lego Masters Junior one.
Listen, man, if they choose to do that, you know, I just don't want them to forget, just don't forget us. Me and Mel, we can always come back and we could always, whip these kids into shape. I used to watch Maury, and Maury used to have this dude come on named D West. And
Hell yeah, D West.
D West used to come through with the vest,
Yeah.
arms all out. He used to be yelling at them kids, man. He used to be getting in their face, he's screaming at them. You better straighten up, do right, or you gonna end up in the grave. Yo, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you want me and Mel to come back and be like those types of coaches, yeah, we'll definitely do that. But you know, I hope that this opens the eyes to Lego Masters, this production company that's now doing Lego Masters. I
Uh-huh.
hope you realize that you can't play with people's emotions like that. And if you push people enough, they're gonna push back. And
Yeah, definitely, definitely,
we
man.
want
Like just be what they say. Like I was watching a news segment not too long ago today, and they were talking about Maryland crab cakes in restaurants serving these Maryland crab cakes without the actually Maryland blue crab, and they found out that the crab belonged all the way from Asia or Africa somewhere that was over here, and so
Ooh,
and so the guy said, "Hey, look, whatever you do, however you make your food or whatever you do, just tell your guests the truth. Like tell them the truth.
yeah.
So like Lego Masters, tell your guests, the ones that you invited,
Mhm.
the truth. Tell them the truth. Hey, look, if and then leave that choice up to them. Like at that point, if they choose to play the games, then they're in for the games. If they don't choose to play with the games, then you see them to the left.
Yeah. And I mean, and to be honest with you, I don't see why Lego Masters even did this, to be honest.
No,
If you make an announcement that we're going to do a live taping
mm-hmm.
of the first episode of Lego Masters season 6
Yeah.
at Legoland,
Uh-huh.
you're going to get the people. People
Right.
going to come.
Yeah.
People going to want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
AFOs are going to want to be a part of that just to see it in real life.
In real life, yeah. You put it on the stage and you actually
Yeah.
have a challenge in real life at Lego. That's what you do. You have a real Lego Masters challenge at Legoland, and never mind giving people the fall, the falsehood of, hey, look, you could possibly be on the show. Like you're auditioning for show. Now skip that. You could be an audience live. You have a live audience right there, and you host the show right there. You could do that.
Yeah. That would have been far better. Even if you did, hey, listen, this is going to be a 2-hour challenge, and the winner of this challenge, based on the audience, will get an advantage when we get to the brick, right? And there you have it. See, right. Guys, y'all could have just hit us up. Yeah. Man, we don't know how we're going to do this, man. Let's hit up Mel and Corey. Let's see what they got. Yeah, we could have gave you that idea, man. That's
honestly, like, I think that the production team should pull in you have the resources, pull in about 4 to 5 past contestants, and have a think tank on each challenge that are coming up, so you don't end up in stuff like this, because I can guarantee you it's a producer. Oh yeah, I got this idea. Check it out. We're going to do this. And then, you can, and it's like, at that point, you're deceiving people, and this guy's ready for a lawsuit.
Yeah. He's ready to rock and roll. And I guarantee you there's going to be people that's coming out the woodwork that say, hey, you know what? I tried to get on for season 3, season 2, season 1, and this is how they treated me.
Right.
We add this to the lawsuit.
Yeah. My situation with a certain producer, man, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I ain't never said nothing. Like, I ain't never said, I mean, I'm thinking about having a subscription channel and talk about it. Like, I might have a subscription channel on and build live on Instagram and talk about that situation.
Wait, are you going to join his lawsuit then?
I probably should, right?
I don't know if we can do part of the BRICKRUPTION anymore, man. Lego Masters gonna be like, Corey, you're gonna have to choose.
You in or you out. You in or you out.
You in or you out. I'm like, oh man, I don't like hard choices, man. I don't like hard choices, man. Yeah. Can't we all just get along?
Yeah,
can we all just get along?
We can.
Not today.
Yeah. Not today. Man, what you got going on, man? What's coming up?
Man, oh man, what is coming up for me? As far as conventions are concerned, I'm getting ready for Brick Fair Virginia, man.
All right,
getting ready for Brick Fair Virginia. That's the next convention on my docket.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get the new sax version 2 of my sax ready to rock and roll.
Right.
I'm hoping that I can get my newest mock of The Last Dragon. I'm hoping I can have that finished by then. So I can at least have 2 displays.
Okay.
After that, man, it's on to the races, man. I got some back-to-back conventions going on with Brick Fan Expo. I'm going to be in Tampa in August, and in Atlanta. So when Lego Masters Junior air, I'll be between 2 conventions. So yeah, man, summer camps are starting, man, and we getting ready to rock and roll after this next week, man. Yeah. But how about you, man? What's on the list?
So July 19th, I'm gonna be in Colorado for the Brickies Creation Festival. It's hosted by NOLA a creative company. Okay. They invite your boy out there. I'm gonna do probably some judging. They got some folks there that's gonna be bringing some projects there, and I'll judge and try to find a winner there. So I can hang out with those folks there. Nice. Of course, there's Brick Fair Virginia that's coming up, and so I'm kind of hosting the Lego Masters, because it's my arena, and so Todd is bringing not all, but a lot of the Lego Masters coming. He's inviting y'all down, and so it's going to be a grand prize. So I'm trying to I have my collab build already set for Charm City Luck, so I'm good there.
Mhm.
But I am building something else, for myself, and then something else on another collab. In fact, for Empire Luck. Um, so I am I gotta get building again. I gotta get building. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah. So it's gonna be a pinch, but I'm gonna get it done.
All right, all right, man. You gotta get that work done, man. Listen, as far as Brick Fair Virginia is concerned, man. I mean, this is just me. I'm just asking for a friend.
Yep.
If you won Lego Masters in recent years,
Mhm.
is it doable to have a red carpet pulled out for you and stuff like that? Rose petals thrown everywhere you walk. Is that
Oh, you the Princess Amanda?
no, no.
I would tell you no.
I was just asking for a friend. I was just asking for a friend. You know.
You want car service, right? You want car service.
I mean, nah, man. You know what? I just want to be out there, man. I like Brick Fair Virginia. I didn't go last year,
Yeah.
so I'm excited to go this year, man. I
Welcome
need
back.
that.
Welcome back. Yeah.
I
Welcome
need
back.
that break. So,
Yeah.
but folks, that's gonna do it for us, man. We had a good chat.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
A
Yes.
lot
We
of
did.
a lot of Lego news have been coming out, week after week. So it's keeping
Mhm.
your boys busy, man. We were able to bring these out, a little bit more frequent. So that's always good. But until next time,
Yep.
America, stay beautiful.
Yep.
We will try to do better
We'll
next
try
time.
to do better next time.
We'll try.
Yep.
All right. Good night, America.
Night, America. You believe that guy, Rick?
We're still number one.
You believe that,
Still
right?
number one.
You believe that dude from Australia?
There ain't no other teams in no galaxies.